Welcome to Money Wisdom, sponsored by Johnson Brunetti. I'm Natasha Lubchenko. We're teaching you smart ways to manage your money, and here with expert advice is Eric Hogarth, certified financial planner and Johnson Brunetti partner. Eric, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Hi, Natasha.
So today, let's talk annuities. These are financial products largely associated with retirement. And I have some viewer questions right here on the topic. Let's jump right in. This is from our viewer, Pam. It says, you hear a lot about annuities, but who should buy annuities? When do annuities make sense? Good question.
So first, good question. There's a lot of different types of annuities, right? So if you think about an employer, my mom's a retired school teacher who has a pension plan, that's an annuity, right? There's annuities that will pay you an income every month for the rest of your life. There's annuities that don't pay any income. You just put money into them and let them grow and then draw money out of them in the future. But, you know, you could take all the money out if you wanted to. So some are forever, some are not. There's also variable annuities that have fees and risk. So you could lose money, maybe make a lot of money. There's fixed annuities that you wouldn't lose money in, but they probably won't make as much. So it depends what your situation is and what you're looking for.
Okay, so lots to, look into there. Very personal decision. And now here's another question from our viewer, Steven. He asks, what happens to annuities when someone passes away? Can annuities be passed down to your heirs?
Yes and no. Depends how you set it up. Again, those pensions that you have at work, an annuity, sometimes it's just, well, it's going to pay for the rest of my life. Or if I take a lesser amount, it'll pay for the rest of my life and my spouse's, my wife in my situation's life. There's other types of annuities that when the owner dies, all the money that's left in the account goes to a beneficiary. But it's important to note that the majority of annuities that people buy outside of work, like in an IRA or something like that, are accounts that you put your money in for the purpose of letting it grow. And then in the future, you might take it out all at once, spend it, move it somewhere else, take it out over time. Most of them don't require you to take it out monthly over your lifetime. That's a very specific type of annuity.
Okay, and then so that's one specific type of annuity, which leads us to our next question. Sheila asks, what are the different types of annuities?
If you're thinking annuities and it's, as I always say, you want to talk to different people. You want to give different perspectives, different opinions. You don't want to get sold anything. It's about planning. It's about having a strategy. But the key things you've got to ask if you find yourself talking about annuity: if I die, what happens to the money? Number two, can I lose any money in this? Because some of them you can and some you can't. Number three, are there any fees? Some have fees, some don't. If you find yourself talking about some of these variable annuities, and there's a scenario for anything out there, but you're talking about something that does have fairly high fees that you can lose money in. And I know people say, but if I take it out this way, then I kind of can't lose money, but you kind of can. And you can't tell the future. So you don't know what life is going to look like. So no matter what path you're going down, you have to make sure you understand best case and worst case, what could happen, so you'll feel comfortable and you avoid being surprised down the road when you can't make any changes about it.
Sure. And now in that answer right there, Eric, you just talked about fees. We're doing a very good job leading into our next questions. John asks about the fees. He says, what fees are associated with annuities?
So fees are such a hot topic, and they should be, right? People don't have a problem. I don't have a problem paying a fee when I'm getting good value for that fee. But how am I supposed to determine if I'm getting good value if I don't know what the fee is? And I don't expect everyone receiving a 400-page prospectus in the mail to actually read that thing. So again, some annuities have fees, some don't. Some of those fees are worth it. There's some of these accounts years ago that were really, really good. And how do you know if you have a good one? Well, if the person who sold it to you 10 years ago is calling you out of the blue saying, hey, I have a great account, you should switch out of this one into this one, probably means you have a good one. You maybe shouldn't switch. Again, you've got to know what those costs are before you buy it. And if you do already have annuity, you most likely can get out of it, but you've got to make sure that's in your best interest, because a lot of times you're paying a penalty to do that. And I'm sure that's great for the advisor, but is that great for you? So to be clear, some annuities I think can be real good tools, but you have to go in eyes wide open. And fees are a big thing. You have to know before you get into it.
Absolutely. And these are some great questions asked by our viewers today, and of course, great answers. So thank you for that. And if our viewers would like to learn even more about annuities, I'm sure this is just scratching the surface. How can they do that?
So the book, and you can get it at moneywisdomtv.com. It's absolutely free. It's called The ABCs of Fixed Indexed Annuities. So, we spend all day, every day talking to people that are either retired or about to. The key word in a fixed indexed annuity is fixed. It can't lose money. And there's a lot of people that say, well, some of my money I want in a place where I can't lose money. And that doesn't mean that it's for you or not for you, but it's something worth reading about if you're getting close to retirement. So again, it's called The ABCs of Fixed Indexed Annuities. You can get it at moneywisdomtv.com, totally free. And I really encourage you to read it, and hopefully it'll shed some more light on these things so that you can determine, is that interesting to me or is that not?
All right, Eric, as always, that is a great offer. Thank you, Eric Hogarth from Johnson Brunetti. And again, if you would like to learn more, go to moneywisdomtv.com to receive this offer. For CT Style, I'm Natasha Lubchenko, and we'll see you next week.